I was blind to his faults. He swore he'd be my eyes forever. But the moment my sight returned, I caught him and his female secretary messing around in my bed. That night, snow fell heavily, and I booked a flight to Willow Preserve. He still thought I was the blind woman who couldn't see. After booking the flight, I thought the man and woman inside would stop their intimate encounter. When I composed myself and returned home again, I didn't expect the two of them to come from the room to the living room, hugging and kissing passionately. The air thick with the scent of their passion. Marcus's eyes, full of lust, looked at me. The next moment, he bit his lower lip, trying not to make a sound, but deliberately played naughty, constantly teasing him. Marcus, relax. Grace is blind. She can't see us. She pressed her mouth to Marcus's ear, then swept a disdainful gaze at me, her eyes full of contempt. Marcus reached out and pinched her. Don't be mischievous. Grace mustn't hear anything unusual. Hey, but I find this so exciting. Oh no. That one seems to be used up. We need a new one. Kelly looked up and whispered, grinning mischievously as she reminded Marcus, who controlled his voice and looked at me, sitting on the opposite sofa. Should I ask her to get it, or should I go get it? Kelly looked at me provocatively, asking Marcus for his opinion. Grace, my throat hurts a bit. Could you get me that box of cold medicine from the coffee table? After a moment of struggle, Marcus still decided to go along with Kelly's wish. My face pale, I looked at Marcus speaking. His face was flushed, his eyes hazy, and his hands were tightly wrapped around Kelly, unwilling to let go and get down. I struggled to control my emotions, my hands clenched tightly, and I gave a bitter glance at the so-called cold medicine on the coffee table. It was clearly condoms. Marcus was asking me to get them condoms. My face ashen, I pretended to be blind, fumbled around the coffee table, picked up the box, and walked over. How did you catch a cold? Is it serious? I asked him with concern as I used to, but my voice trembled. Unfortunately, he didn't notice and nothing. I'll take the medicine and sleep it off. Kelly provocatively played with him, and Marcus glared at her with a faint annoyed gaze. He gestured with his eyes for her to stop, then took the box from my hand. You should rest early. I'll go to the guest room to sleep too, in case I infect you. So Marcus picked up Kelly and tiptoed towards the guest room. After they left, my nose stung, and my eyes reddened. Even though I had decided to leave, to let him go, I couldn't help but feel my heart ache. Marcus had said he would never lie to me or betray me for his entire life, but now he had broken his wedding vows. I picked up my phone and called Master. Master, Grace is willing to return to Willow Preserve to inherit your practice. Are you sure? Once you return, you can never leave again. You know our preserve entrance is sealed off. We don't allow outsiders to discover us. We are isolated from the world. Can you bear to leave, Marcus? I answered without hesitation. Yes, I can. Master was stunned for a long time. Good. Come back in 7 days. I used to hesitate because I couldn't bear to leave Marcus now. He had made the choice for me. I faintly glanced at the closed guest room door, from which the sounds of a man and woman breathing heavily constantly echoed. I have wasted many years. Medical knowledge. I allowed it to be disgraced. Now I have decided to shoulder this important responsibility and alleviate your worries, Master. Good, you truly are a good daughter of Willow Preserve. You don't disappoint your master. In 8 days, I will wait for you at the preserve entrance with everyone. Grace will be home on time. After exchanging pleasantries with Master, and after hanging up the phone, Marcus, wearing a white shirt, twisted the doorknob and walked in. He had kiss marks everywhere, from his neck to below. Those were nail scratches from Kelly during their passion. He didn't want me to see them because I was blind. I immediately felt an unprecedented nausea, and dry heaved. Seeing my reaction, Marcus anxiously approached me. As he came closer, all I smelled was Kelly's unique perfume. Marcus spoiled her endlessly, having a perfume company custom make her personal fragrance. The nausea reached its peak. I pushed him away and continued to pretend to be blind, fumbling my way to the bathroom. My body, it seemed, was also beginning to resist Marcus's closeness. I squatted over the toilet, dry heaving. After a while, I saw a pregnancy test in the trash can, showing 2 red lines. I stared at it for a long time, and it seemed to stare back, as if mocking my helplessness. I don't know what emotion to use to describe myself at that moment. Cry. I couldn't cry. There was nothing but endless pain, since I lost my sight. Marcus and I hadn't had intimacy for half a year. He had found Kelly, And now she was pregnant with his child. Marcus, his voice laced with panic, rushed after me, his face full of shock. He hugged me from behind. Grace, what's wrong? Are you sick? I was so scared when you pushed me away just now. His hands around my waist trembled slightly, as if I might disappear at any moment, and he held me tighter. One moment, he was messing around with another woman. The next, he was speaking words of deep affection to me. Marcus, you're quite an actor. I pulled his hands away, creating some distance between us. Maybe my stomach isn't well lately. Everything I eat is hard to swallow. I didn't know when, but I had learned to lie. I used to hate people like that, but now, I had become the kind of person I hated, but upon hearing this, reacted as if facing a great enemy, usually a germaphobe. He didn't fear the vomit on me. He held me tightly again. I'm sorry. I've been so busy with work lately. I haven't had time to be with you. Leaving you to eat alone and not take care of yourself. It's all my fault. He cupped my face, his brows furrowed with my heart ached. Then led me back to the room and took out new clothes for me to change into. I stopped his actions and dressed myself. Marcus looked stunned. This was the first time since we married that I didn't let him help me. His heart seemed to skip a beat. I was already lying in bed, and he carefully took the blanket and covered me. Grace, are you angry? Are you mad that I haven't had time to spend with you? Tomorrow is your birthday. I won't work. I'll spend the whole day with you. How about that? The man who was decisive in the business world, instilling fear in others, now showed such a humble side. I gave a bitter smile. Was this my fortune or misfortune? I couldn't resist the drowsiness and was about to fall asleep when Marcus, thinking I was already asleep, received a call on his phone. He quickly muted it, called out my name twice, and when I didn't respond, he answered, "You're too naughty. You tore my underwear now. Go get me a new pair immediately. I'll be right there." Marcus looked down at me, then warmly stroked my face, and got up to leave. I clutched the bedsheet, and tears broke through my defenses at that moment. Kelly hadn't left. Was he keeping her at home? Taking advantage of my blindness? I tried desperately to comfort myself. It's okay. I'll leave in 7 days, and then I'll cut ties with him forever. I woke up the next day. Marcus had gotten up early and personally cooked a large breakfast spread for me. It was all my favorite pastries and side dishes. He even picked one up and held it to my mouth. "Grace, open your mouth. I'll feed you." Kelly, sitting across from me, pouted and looked displeased. Marcus, right in front of me, sent her a text message. "I'll make it up to you later, Dawn." T caused trouble in front of Grace. "I'll give you anything you want." Kelly finally brightened up, gave me a contemptuous glance, then got up from the table. As she passed Ethan, she slid her finger under her pants, then walked out. I didn't take the food Marcus offered me. Instead, I picked up a fork, pretending to be blind, and picked up something else to eat. Marcus thought I was still sulking. After I finished eating, he insisted on taking me out. He had booked a yacht and invited many friends, saying it was for my grand birthday party. All the way there, Marcus held my hand tightly, afraid I would fall, and kept bringing up our sweet memories from the past. I didn't speak, my heart a tangle of sarcasm and pain. I once thought I would grow old with him, never leaving his side. But it had turned out to be a joke. Marcus liked excitement and younger bodies. He had forgotten the wedding vows we made. Walking from outside onto the yacht, the path was covered with vibrant rose petals. I always hated roses. Marcus knew that, but liked them, so these rose petals must have been for her. How ironic. He said it was only for my birthday. But it was probably another lie. Grace, we had our wedding here too, broadcast live worldwide, letting the whole world know how deeply I, Marcus, loved you. As spoke of the past, his emotions were deeply stirred, and a tear actually fell. He even lifted my finger to touch his falling tear. How much love does it take for a man to truly shed tears? If he hadn't cheated and betrayed me, I really would have been moved to cry with him. He certainly loved me before, but now things had changed, and his love was divided with Kelly. I pulled my hand away, my expression calm as water, and Marcus, lost in his own thoughts, saw my lack of reaction and lowered his eyes, looking hurt, but it only lasted a few seconds before his eyes lit up, and the corners of his mouth turned up slightly as he looked at the deck. Kelly was wearing the sexy gown Ethan had custom made for her. They say clothes make the man, and Kelly looked elegant and refined in it, compared to my simple, elegant attire. She had long since outshone me. Kelly walked over smiling and greeted us. "Happy birthday, Mrs. Marcus. After speaking, she walked to Marcus's side and, ignoring everyone else, tightly clasped Marcus's hand. Mr. Marcus, everything you asked for is ready. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly, countless fireworks erupted in the night sky, illuminating and blossoming in vibrant, spectacular displays. The three of us stood together. Marcus and Blake were holding hands tightly, and they looked exactly like a married couple. I looked at the fireworks, and this scene deeply pierced my eyes. The fireworks, when they blossomed, bore Kelly's name, not mine. Grace's. It was unspoken for whom this birthday party and fireworks display were truly intended. Suddenly, Marcus told the nanny to take care of me. He had something important to attend to and needed to leave. Grace, wait for me. Obediently, he kissed my forehead, then impatiently left with Kelly. Watching their departing backs, I followed them. Finally, my gaze stopped at the entrance, where Kelly was sitting on Marcus. Kissing him passionately, Marcus turned around, pulling Kelly beneath him. Good thing Grace can't see. You actually put your name on the fireworks. Don't do that again. What are you afraid of? She can't see anyway, Kelly spoke while tearing at his clothes. And their breathing grew heavier, then became uncontrollable, my hands trembling. I took out my phone, aimed it at them, and pressed the record button. I listened for as long as they were entangled inside. Finally, Kelly tired. She lay on Marcus and fell asleep, but hadn't stopped. He grabbed her and started moving again. I couldn't listen anymore. I turned and left in a distressed state. I fled all the way home, not daring to stop. Only when I returned home did I finally, heartbroken, let go of Marcus. I took off my wedding ring and threw it into the trash can. Turning back to the room, I found everything related to Marcus and me, took them to the garden, dug a large pit, threw them in, then lit a fire and burned them all to ashes. I coldly watched the flames consume our memories. Marcus, there's no future for us. As soon as I returned to my room, Marcus, drenched in sweat, rushed back as if insane. Only when he saw me did he let out a sigh of relief. Grace, why did you run home alone? How dangerous. You scared me to death. As spoke, his voice was filled with fear. I smiled. You were gone too long. I was scared, so I asked the nanny to bring me home early. Marcus then hugged me guiltily. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. After that, I didn't speak, and Marcus didn't leave. He stayed by my side. We spent a few quiet days. On the 7th day, Marcus took me out for a walk. But he received a phone call midway. He used overtime as an excuse and tried to leave in a hurry. I stopped him and handed him a document. Already turned to the signature page. I have a document that needs your signature. I can't see. Marcus, eager to go meet Blake, signed without thinking. What document? Are you buying a car or a house? He asked me while giving me a card, telling me to buy whatever I wanted, then quickly left. I didn't even have time to say a proper goodbye to him. He didn't know what he had signed was the divorce papers. Well, he didn't need to know. I took off my sunglasses and looked at Marcus's departing back. Marcus, goodbye. I returned home, placed the divorce papers and the video I recorded on my phone, all on the coffee table. Finally, I took a deep look at the home, picked up my suitcase, and left without looking back. Meanwhile, Marcus rushed straight to the hospital. Kelly had called him, saying she was injured. When arrived, he realized she had fooled him again. It was just a minor cold. Marcus glared at Kelly, displeased. Don't be so childish anymore. Just as he turned to leave, Dr. Evans, who had healed my eyes, saw Marcus and said worriedly, Mr. Marcus, is something wrong with Grace's eyes again? Marcus looked at him confused, not understanding what he meant. What do you mean again? Grace's eyes were completely healed 7 days ago by our combined efforts. She could see. At that time, she was incredibly happy. Then she ran off, saying she wanted to tell you the good news herself at home. Marcus almost lost his footing, stumbling against the wall. His eyes filled with bottomless panic. Then he pushed Kelly away and stumbled frantically home. As soon as I arrived at the airport, I received a call from Marcus. Grace, could you see all along? Marcus's hand trembled, and so did his voice. Are you home now? If you are, please turn on the TV. The answer is inside. I took out my phone and accessed the home surveillance. Marcus had indeed returned home. Half an hour ago, Dr. Evans had called me, asking why I hadn't told Marcus about my recovery. I just gave a bitter smile and didn't answer directly. As soon as I accessed the surveillance, I saw Marcus kneeling by the coffee table, his eyes filled with tears. He turned on the TV, and what he saw were all private photos of him and Kelly together, with a shocking level of intimacy. Marcus picked up his phone. His voice choked, and said to me, Grace, you could see all along. Why did you hide it from me? I scoffed, my eyes darkening. Did you give me a chance to speak? The moment I returned, I saw you and your secretary messing around. You broke your wedding vows and let her get pregnant with your child. I know everything. You've also signed the divorce papers. From now on, our TIs are cut. We'll be strangers for the rest of our lives. Marcus clutched his phone, yelling like a madman. I won't divorce you. Never. But you already signed it, this morning, the contract I gave you. You didn't even look at it before signing your name, eager to leave to see Kelly. Marcus, stop deceiving yourself. Your heart has changed. Who are you crying for? Marcus subconsciously lowered his head and glanced at the contract on the coffee table. Only then did he notice it was the divorce papers. Instantly, his face turned pale and lifeless. He opened his mouth, but no sound came out for a long time. Only tears flowed endlessly. Grace, I know I was wrong. Where are you now? Please tell me. I'll come pick you up and bring you home. As long as you don't leave me, I'll do anything. The child, I can have her get an abortion right now and cut TIs with Kelly. Marcus knelt on the floor, his voice choked, pleading with me humbly. What surprised me was that my heart no longer hurt. I felt nothing at all. It seemed I had completely let go of Marcus. Marcus, one wrong step leads to many. An arrow shot does not return. I have already let you go. The automated female voice announcing boarding reminded me that I needed to end the call. It had come to this. Marcus and I had nothing left to say. He was still desperately begging me to come back on the phone. I directly hung up, took out the card, threw it in the trash, and walked away indifferently. Willow Preserve was 2,000 kilometers away. I took 2 flights to get home. Our preserve entrance was secluded. From our ancestors' generation, our people had lived here in seclusion. If there was an urgent need to go out, permission from the village elder was required. That year, I wanted to see the outside world. Unexpectedly, as soon as I walked out of the preserve entrance, I saw Marcus, who had come out with an expedition team. He had been bitten by a venomous snake, and I saved him. When he woke up, at first, out of gratitude, he offered me a lot of money, which I refused. I just said goodbye and left. Scam, the person was an old woman who clung to me, refusing to let go. Marcus's car happened to pass by. He spotted me and helped me resolve the crisis. Seeing that I didn't understand many new things, he took me back and taught me many novel things one by one. That's how my feelings for him grew from liking to love, and his for me too. The night I was about to confess my feelings to him, he was attacked by an enemy and chased. I shielded him from a knife, and that's when my eyes were injured. Marcus held me, crying for a day and a night. Squatting outside the emergency room, he knelt at the door, praying I would be all right, and swore he would never abandon me. If I lost my sight forever, he would be my eyes. The past was too painful to recall. He was no longer the man he once was. As soon as I arrived at the preserve entrance, I saw Master waiting for me with respected elders from the tribe. Seeing my long-lost family, my heart felt a pang of sadness. I jogged over and exchanged pleasantries with Master and the others. Grace, you're finally home. Can you truly bear to let go of Marcus? Master looked at me with a complex expression, sighing repeatedly. I answered him firmly. Our relationship was over, and there was nothing to regret. He had let Kelly get pregnant with his child. If I didn't leave, should I stay and watch them as a family of 3? I had given him many chances, hoping he would turn back, that he would maintain the final boundary to save this marriage, but he didn't. He became increasingly reckless. Just consider it a life experience. For you, it's not a bad thing. It's good that you can let go and truly realize this. While you're young, study healing arts. Later, you can take your healing arts. Yes, I was only 30, with plenty of time and a brilliant future ahead. From now on, I couldn't waste my energy on irrelevant people. I would start a new life. Time flew by. 3 years passed in a flash. Master and I researched many antiviral and flu medicines together. Along the way, we also collaborated with national medical teams who took Master and me out. Achieving great success repeatedly, Master had come to terms with things. He felt it was good for the younger men in the tribe to go out and see the world, and learn more, so he allowed tribe members to come and go freely. I never expected that on the day the restrictions were lifted, I would see Marcus again. He came in with the medical team to get medicine and saw me sitting in the clinic, treating patients. His eyes immediately reddened. He threw down his bags and belongings and ran towards me. By the time I reacted, he had already embraced me tightly. Marcus, who was once decisive and intimidating in the business world, now always had a worried look in his eyes. I finally found you. It's been 3 years. I've been looking for you. Almost traveled the whole world, Marcus said, his voice choked with emotion. He held me for a long time, afraid I would disappear again. I scoffed and pushed him away with all my might. Marcus immediately fell to the ground. If it had been anyone else who pushed him, he would surely have torn them to shreds, but now he wasn't angry at all. Instead, he anxiously asked me, "Did I hurt you by hugging you?" "I'm sorry, Grace. I'll be careful next time, Marcus. You don't have to be like this. Our marital bond ended long ago. Please take care of yourself from now on, and don't randomly hug people." Marcus, however, got up like a madman and immediately refused. "No, I don't want this. I can't forget you, even if you kill me. Just don't push me away." He hugged me again and kissed me. I couldn't stand it anymore and slapped him. I'm a germaphobe. I can't tolerate a man who cheats and betrays me, and lets another woman get pregnant with his child. "And you're too dirty," Marcus, however, screamed in despair, shaking his head frantically. "I already made Kelly abort the child and completely cut ties with her. I won't make mistakes again. Can you give me another chance? Let me make amends." Hearing this, I just coldly pulled my hand away. As I turned to leave, "Marcus, I don't love you anymore. Believe it or not, my future won't include you." The light in Marcus's eyes dimmed, and he almost collapsed. Immediately, his eyes turned red, and he lost control of his emotions, crying out in grief, "You're lying. How could you let go of me? Do you dare look into my eyes and tell me you don't love me?" Marcus gripped my arm tightly. I looked up, meeting his gaze directly, without flinching. "Yes, I don't love you at all, Mr. Marcus. May I ask if you can let go of me now?" This time, Marcus's hands slowly loosened, and tears fell like broken pearls. "When you left that year, my heart died once. I searched the whole world for your trace. As long as I was alive, I had to find you later. I unintentionally saw your name in the medical team, followed them over mountains and rivers to find you. But you don't want me anymore. Grace, I'll give you time." Marcus wiped away his tears and ran out in a hurry, almost stumbling several times afterwards. Ethan didn't leave and continued to stay next door to me, but he didn't harass me. He always followed me discreetly. I pretended not to see him, no matter what he did. I never looked at him more than once. He simply couldn't win back the heart that no longer loved him. He was still deceiving himself. Until one day, a male classmate, Alex, came to see me for a follow-up. We chatted and laughed, reminiscing about the past. Marcus, however, thought I had started a new relationship. He walked over furiously, raised his hand as if to hit Alex. I quickly stepped in to stop him. "Marcus, if you're going to act crazy, get out of here. Don't interfere with my patients." Alex awkwardly stood up, said goodbye to me, and left first. After he left, I pushed Marcus away in disgust. But he grabbed my hand, looking at me with deep affection. "Grace, you've been calm for a few days. It's time to come back to me and leave this place together, right?" I couldn't help but frown and scoff. He actually thought that the years I was gone were just a cold war between us. "Marcus, did you even hear what I said? I told you, we're divorced. I don't love you anymore. Can you leave now? Is it that hard to understand?" He almost made me laugh in anger. "I'll never forget you stripping naked in front of me and messing around with Kelly. And I'll never forget that the cold medicine you asked me to get was actually condoms, and the fireworks you gave me, when they burst, bore Kelly's name. I don't know how thick-skinned you are to calmly ask me to go home with you. You chose to seek thrills then. Now you have to face the consequences." Every word I spoke was like a sharp knife, piercing Marcus's heart directly, then twisting forcefully. The pain made it hard for him to breathe. As I held myself back, almost wanting to slap him, Kelly appeared. Marcus had said he had completely cut ties with her. Another lie. She was perfectly fine. She hadn't changed at all from when I left 3 years ago. "You dare try to hit Marcus? See if I don't cripple you. You're practically useless anyway." Blake's face showed malice. But when he approached Marcus, his expression changed to one of flattery. "The two scoundrels are all here. Should I close the door and beat the dogs?" Facing who was mocking me, I no longer held back. If she dared to cause trouble on my territory, I would make her crawl out. Hey, Marcus. Listen to her. She's calling both you and me dogs. I'll teach her a lesson for you. Kelly finished speaking, stopped smiling, and angrily prepared to strike me. But then, slap. Shut up! She's right to call you a dog. You're my dog, daring to try and replace your master. Didn't I warn you not to appear before me again? If your ears aren't working, I don't mind cutting them off. Kelly clutched her reddened face, looking bewildered at Marcus, who was full of hatred towards her. He had never dared to hit her or scold her before, but now, for Grace, he was willing to lay hands on her. Grace, don't listen to him. I won't let her hurt you. I cut ties with her 3 years ago. I truly didn't lie to you. I swear, Marcus explained to me anxiously, but I wasn't interested in his explanation. Instead, I warned them expressionlessly. Please leave. Don't come to Willow Preserve again. I have nothing to say to you. Get out now. Marcus's face instantly turned ashen, and he frowned unwillingly, but glared at me resentfully, blaming me for Marcus's heartlessness towards her. She picked up a wooden chair from the ground and quickly hurled it at me. Marcus was standing right next to me. I quickly pushed him away, and we both dodged the sudden chair. Grace, go to hell. Go to hell. Kelly yelled at me furiously, then picked up a glass jar of remedies nearby and threw it at me again. I finally reached my limit. After dodging, I rushed forward at top speed and kicked Kelly. She cried out in pain and fell to the ground because I had kicked her right in her private area. Ms. Kelly, I'm so sorry. My foot slipped. Grace, I'll kill you with my own hands. Marcus finally reacted, walked to Kelly, grabbed her hair, and spoke with a grim face. If you dare to harm her in the slightest, I will tear you to shreds. Kelly laughed bitterly when she heard him, tears streaming down her face. Marcus, you're so heartless. After all, I made you comfortable for a while. You just flip out the moment you get out of bed. Slap. Shut up. Marcus forcefully slapped her, stopping her from speaking further, then looked at me nervously. Shut up for what? We were messing around right in front of your wife. Remember how you were so lost in pleasure but dared not make a sound? Ha ha ha. Kelly said this looking at me, expecting me to go crazy with anger, but she was very disappointed. I showed no emotion. Just watch them tear each other apart calmly. Grace, why are you pretending to be so reserved? You're clearly angry, but you don't say anything. You're not a woman. I looked at him amused. Whether I am a woman or not is not for you to say. As for you, you should manage your lower body first. That kick I gave was with full force. I wonder if I broke anything. Marcus, if you want a man like him, take him anyway. We're divorced. Upon hearing this, Marcus took a step back with a desolate look in his eyes, his fingers digging into his flesh. Did you feel the agony I once felt, Marcus? Finally, finding it uninteresting, I turned and left. Marcus, did you hear that? Only I love you the most. Suddenly, Kelly clutched her lower body, her face red, screaming in pain like a dead pig. Marcus, at some point, had taken out a knife and stabbed it into Kelly's private area. Blood was all over the floor, and on her private area. It looked like she was ruined. It was you. You drove Grace away. That's why she doesn't want me. And now you dare to hurt her? I told you. Whoever dares to hurt her, I will make them suffer immensely. Kelly, seeing Marcus in a frenzy, finally became afraid. She constantly shrunk back, dragging herself away, fearing Marcus would stab her again. As I walked out the door, I heard Kelly screaming for help. After a few seconds of hesitation, I decided to go back and check. I didn't expect Marcus to be stabbing Kelly with a knife. He looked terrifying at that moment. Marcus, stop it. If you kill her, you'll go to jail. Hearing my voice, Marcus finally stopped what he was doing, turned his head, and looked at me, his face covered in blood. Marcus eliminated the threat for you. She said she wanted to kill you. Suddenly, I was overwhelmed with mixed emotions. Looking at Marcus like this, I didn't know what to say. Kelly, meanwhile, lay lifeless on the ground, unconscious from blood loss. Marcus threw down the knife and slowly approached me. I didn't dare to refuse him in this state. He rested his head on my shoulder, closing his eyes exhaustedly. Grace, can you hug me one more time? I knew Marcus wouldn't hurt me, so I raised my hands, ready to embrace him, when the police rushed in with guns, immediately handcuffing him. My hands were suspended in mid-air as Marcus was forced to the ground. Let go of me. Grace was almost going to hug me. Why are you stopping her? No one paid attention to the raving Marcus. I walked over, but the police worriedly blocked me. Don't worry, He won't kill me. If one hug could help him find peace and overcome his inner demons. I was willing to hug him one last time, Marcus. I'm hugging you for the last time. He leaned into my embrace, crying hysterically. His heart breaking. He kept repeating I'm sorry, over and over, acknowledging that he deserved everything. As he was led away, he kept turning his head to look at me. I watched him go. Grace, are you okay? Alex, who had come to see me earlier, walked out. It turned out he hadn't left and had been watching from the doorway. When he saw Kelly trying to hit me, he immediately called the police. There were always police patrolling down the mountain, and they rushed up as soon as they received the call. I thanked him kindly, then walked out of the preserve entrance. The police car carrying Marcus gradually disappeared from view. This time, we truly parted ways forever. Goodbye, Marcus.